Well, right, let's start with this pack. Now, this story fascinates me. Jonah Hill emotionally abusing his ex, Sarah Brady. Mikhaila, welcome to Piers Morgan Uncensored, first of all, as a newbie. So I've read, Sarah Brady seems to be relentlessly posting all their old text message exchanges, which I just don't think is on anyway, one. Secondly, when I've read them all, Jonah Hill's perfectly entitled to just lay down some boundaries, isn't he? And if she doesn't want to go along with it, well, fine. And she clearly didn't really, so they split up and that's it, and they move on. But she won't move on and now wants to shame him. Why?
Well, when I first read the text, I thought maybe Jonah Hill was being unreasonable because if you're going to date a surfer and they put up swimsuit photos, you can't be that shocked by it. But that was before I knew that it was a year and a half later. He's just had a kid with his girlfriend, so I would just say she's looking for attention, obviously. So he was probably right about the swimsuit photos in the first place, being irritated by them, because it was probably for attention, given she won't give it up now.
But Kat, why are we reading all this? They split up, he's met someone else, he's become a father with somebody else. I read them, they're not like abusive. It's just him saying, I would prefer you don't do this. This kind of conversation goes on in every relationship, doesn't it?
Yeah, I feel like now everything has to be some specific therapy word, and that side or another. I think he was being kind of a jerk in that conversation. Don't start dating a surfer if you're not comfortable with these things. But also, yes, and she's clearly looking for attention because she keeps posting more and more things.
It's cringe-making.
And none of us, I don't care who you are, none of us would look awesome based on our worst text we've ever seen.
I would, but Tyrus, nobody wants to see their dirty linen airing on Instagram stories minute by minute. She's posting this stuff all day long.
Well, to be fair, she's posting excerpts of the text. She's not posting her stuff. Because typically, since she wants to use big words like abuse, because abuse has changed a lot, because I need to call some of my football coaches and have to bring them on this show because they didn't talk to me that way about boundaries, and if you don't like it, do it my way. They use cuss words and stuff. So the sensitivity of this is basically she's just coming off looking really thirsty.
She says in one of the posts, this is a warning.
But this is not abuse.
She said, this is a warning to all girls. If your partner's talking to you like this, make an exit plan. Love you all. Call me if you need an ear. Well, he made the exit plan. He left her.
He set up boundaries. But here's the thing. In the argument about she's a surfer. Okay, but surfers usually wear a wetsuit when they surf competitively. She was taking pictures, and Kat did this great prank on social media where she took a picture with a black box by where her butt was. And then when you swiped it, it was an even bigger black box.
Yeah.
So, there was no black box with her.
That's the only bathing suit photo that I have on the internet is completely covered.
Well, talking about bathing suits, let's talk about Miss Netherlands. So at the weekend, Ricky Valerie Coley, who was a transgender entrant to Miss Netherlands competition, won the title. So a biological male has been voted Miss Netherlands and will now take part in Miss Universe. Mikhaila, your thoughts?
I hope he wins Miss Universe. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't even know how to react to these situations because women fought so hard to get where we are today. I was just looking at the picture of the Boston Marathon runner in 1967, and it's this woman, and she's being grabbed by men on the track because women weren't allowed to compete. That's where it started. And now we're here, and there are men competing in our sports, and I have no idea how feminism came full circle.
It's so bizarre. And Kat, only yesterday, Megan Rapinoe, one of the great female sports stars in American history, came out as she retires, which might be convenient timing because it won't apply to her, and said, I'd be very happy if trans athlete sports women come and play in the American women's team. Well, fine, but what happens if they're all 11 biological males representing the American women's team? This can't be right, surely.
I think what's even worse is people saying that if you have some issue with a biological male competing in sports, then the only reason for that is that you're transphobic and not the research that you can point to that shows that someone who's gone through male puberty could have various advantages over a biological woman in these activities in these sports. It's not a zero-sum game when it's these conversations. There's scholarships, there's different things on the line there. And I think that really just taints the whole entire issue. When it comes to pageants, I do want to get on the record that I think pageants are lame.
Right. I mean, that could be a perfectly reasonable argument that they're all lame. But Tyrus, you know, it seems to me like every aspect of womanhood is, for want of a better phrase, under attack from the trans lobby that basically want to have their rights superseding women's rights to just be competing against other females.
Now, to be fair, my opinion is going to be skewed because I do identify as a phobic. So I am phobic on everything. So the idea that, what does it say about women that a man can just switch and be a woman and inside of 6 months win everything? So, you know, where are the feminists? Turns out the feminists are the alpha males because we're the only ones complaining about this.
Right.
And I think it's whenever, you always have to follow the money. Whenever somebody comes out and says, I think this, and doesn't make sense with the soccer player, I guarantee you, if a trans man took her job,
yes,
that would not be the conversation.
Oh, it'd be mayhem.
It'd be, you know, and it's just like the same thing with like the equal pay thing. When you do the math, they actually were making more than the men. So it just goes back to narratives. They say things. There's no way, I don't care what makeup, hair, or whatever, that any man who transitions is going to be more beautiful than a woman. It's just not. Pageants, the scholarships, the modeling jobs that go with it, it's political. You can't tell me like that, and I don't know, that person can be the nicest person in the world, but there's no way that is the best representation of a woman.
Also, when Megan Rapinoe talks about this, she likes to position herself as all about equality. She fought a very good campaign for the women players to be paid the same as the men. Great, OK, they get big audiences, they're world champions. I can sign up to that. But what's equal about allowing people with an obvious physical advantage to come in and decimate women's sport? It's not equal. So you can be all about equality right to the point you say this stuff, then you're not about equality. Talking of equal, Kat, and we don't know the answer to this question, but Elon Musk has challenged Mark Zuckerberg not just to a cage fight, but he's now upped the ante. He said Zuck is a cuck. I don't know, it means a cuck, is it? He tweeted Sunday night, I propose a literal dick-measuring contest.
Yeah.
I mean, that's bold talk.
Speaking of differences in gender, women don't do this. Women are never like in a business dispute and they're like, oh yeah, we'll pull your pants down because what I got going on is better than you. This is just him being a bro. You know, I don't think they ever actually fight in a cage match. I think that Elon Musk is having a little bit of fun with this. And I don't think they ever actually do it.
Mikhaila, what do you make of this whole Threads thing? 100 million people have signed up in the space of a few days. I mean, Mark Zuckerberg is taking the challenge to Elon Musk. Is Elon Musk in trouble with Twitter, do you think?
So 100 million people signed up in a few days, but there's 2.35 billion people on Instagram. I don't know if that type of conversion at like 5% is something to be that proud of. And I've been on the platform and I don't think it's as interesting. I guess that would be the nice way of saying it. I don't think it's as interesting as Twitter.
Well, also, Tyrus, I mean, Zuckerberg's trying to make out it's going to be a place for nice conversation. There is no social media platform that's nice. They're all vile, aren't they? All of them. Even Facebook.
Or it's too like lotion in the basket type nice in the other direction.
But I would like to argue, no, women don't pull them out and put them on the table, so to speak. But they're always judging each other by the way they're dressed and talking about outfits and how much
talk about it behind their back, each other's back.
But then they'll be like, look at her shoes.
To be fair, I don't think
they're vicious.
They're not actually getting.
But no one's going to pay money to see Zuck and Elon.
No, I would.
I
absolutely would.
I'll see the entrance. I'll see the entrance, but I'm telling you right now, stage fright, lights, it would not be a good night for either individual.
I wouldn't pay as much money as I would pay currently to see Timpf on tour, which starts next week.
Oh, yeah. I'm announcing even more dates on Thursday.
How many dates are you doing?
30. I'm going
because
all
your book is a
the
massive bestseller. The tour's going to be a huge hit. I'm honoured to still have you on the show.
Of course.
Thank you. Thank you, Tyrus. Thank you, Mikhaila. Lovely to see you.